Is this thing on? Okay. Marvel, let's talk about it. But first, which shirt should I wear? Which Marvel shirt is good for the Marvel video? I'm between this one and Guardians of the Galaxy one, but I think the TVA one is so sick that I'm gonna go with that one. Okay. Okay, TVA. Anyway, hey guys. How did I get into Marvel? My ex did a lot of bad things, but I have to thank him for where I am today because he introduced me to Star Wars and Marvel. Thank you, ex, who sucked. But thank you for that. That was really changed my life. I really wouldn't be where I am today without these fandoms, so let's rewind and start from the beginning. Run it back. Let me set the scene. It's 2018. Avengers Infinity War is about to come out in a couple of weeks. My ex did not have very many friends. He had a lot of friends through me, but he wanted to see the movie, but he did not want to go alone. And as a Marvel fanatic now, I can totally understand why you would not want to go with someone who knows nothing about Marvel, who's going in blind, because that would be the most frustrating thing. All the questions, the confusion that they would go through.
Dr. Pym? Sorry, I just have one question. Who are you? Who is she? What the hell's going on? And can I go back to jail now?
And then the lack of reaction when it comes to Thanos snapping his fingers, for example. They would have no reaction because it means nothing to them. So I can understand. If you haven't seen everything leading up to it, you completely lose the gravity of the situation. So this is where my journey begins, my Marvel journey. We went with release order. Again, I didn't really have any say because I had no idea what was happening. I had no idea at the time how important the order that you watch them in was for people who are huge MCU fans or Star Wars fans, but it definitely, totally, absolutely impacts how you see the characters in worldview. For example, Cap would likely be my favorite if I watched them in order because he would have been the first Avenger. Instead, I started with Iron Man, so Tony Stark is my favorite. Obviously. It's simple math. So Tony Stark is my guy because of that. If I had watched it in chronological order, I feel like Tony would have been the newcomer and Cap would have been my guy. And Captain Marvel would have been my Black Widow or something crazy like that. When you're new to the world, there's so many people to remember. But once I got that down, I was in it. Especially in phase 2 and 3 when Marvel really came into its own, you know, with Guardians and Thor Ragnarok. Marvel does a fantastic job for the most part of balancing humor, relatability, real life to this world where superheroes and gods exist and somehow makes it believable.
Hey, let's go get help. No, I hate it. It's great. It works every time. It's humiliating.
Do you have a better plan?
No.
We're doing it.
Get help! Please! My brother's dying! Get help! Help him!
Anyway, we made it through remarkably quickly considering we were in school. We went to see the movie. The way my jaw dropped when Thanos snapped. All that buildup only for them to cut it off at the neck. And now I have to wait a year? I have to wait a year? Why would you do this to me? Why would you pull me into this for your selfish reasons of wanting to see it with someone, knowing that I would be so fully invested? After I became a fanatic, I was really excited for the next releases. My ex had poisoned me against Ant-Man and the Wasp. He didn't really like them. I think he had made me skip them, actually, and I was fine with that because I had no idea.
Yeah, well, what else is new?
Now that I've seen Ant-Man and, you know, watched them through, so underrated. It's Paul Rudd. Are you kidding me? Who doesn't love Paul Rudd? Come on. And then came Captain Marvel, which was definitely a big disappointment considering I just wanted to know what happened to all of my friends. Are they disappeared forever? Are they coming back? Mr. Stark, please help me. Come on. I don't care about Captain Marvel right now. I want to know about Peter. Please. Peter Parker. He's got to be okay, right? Like, hello. Finally, it was April 2021. No. Finally, it was April 2019. Endgame was coming out. It had been on my calendar for months. I went with my ex and one of my best friends, Hannah, and she also loves Marvel just as much as I do. It deserves its own. The Endgame in theaters, opening night, deserves its own story time because I can't possibly cover everything in this short video. That was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I don't think there will ever be a theater experience like that again. At least not for the next 20 years. Once I had experienced that, it was game over. That was such an incredible experience among people who felt so similarly to me. They felt so deeply as if they lost friends, family. You just feel so attached to these characters. You feel a little bit crazy until you see other people who also feel that way. And it was just a camaraderie that I hadn't felt in a long time. It was awesome. Endgame came out at a point in my life that was not good. I was very unwell in my relationship. He actually broke up with me, I want to say 3 months after Endgame came out, and that was a whole thing. But once I had healed from that, I was doing better and better in terms of personal growth and confidence and happiness when COVID hit. It was my senior year in college, so it felt like I had lost all of the opportunities for personal growth through mingling and socializing. I really wanted to and had to maintain that connection with the world. That was when TikTok really started blowing up. I got TikTok back in 2019, December 2019, but I didn't really start posting on it until COVID hit.
Hello, we're twins. You can't tell which is which.
My ex reached out about getting back together a couple of months into COVID. Who saw that one coming? I flatly rejected those advances, but I did tell him we could try being friends. That's how we started, you know? That's how we started out. And we had a lot of similar interests in things like Marvel. As I was trying to do my part in rebuilding this friendship, or at least, acquaintances, I was just trying to be nice. As part of that friendship, I shared my newfound success on TikTok with him, and I mainly just wanted to show him how funny my videos were, or how funny I thought they were.
So it doesn't matter what my crime is then?
Not really.
No, be real.
No, because I love you.
Oh my god, I don't think
Dude, you would have to do something so fucking insane.
That's what I'm saying. What is it? What would be the thing?
Yeah, like if you Jeffrey Dahmer, like if you fucking ate people. Then I'd be like, Bobby, come on.
They weren't intended to be sexy or provocative or thirst traps. But instead of giggling at them, my little jokes like I thought he would, he shamed me for wearing a tank top in the video and said, "That's not the Sydney I remember. That's not the Sydney I know." So if you've ever seen my sexy, provocative thirst traps, I would like you to all thank my ex. Him trying to exert control over me a year after the breakup, it gave me the strength of fucking Thor. It was insane how it just flipped a switch in me.
Destiny arrived, and now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So then I fully dove in and I rewatched all of the movies during COVID. I made my mom watch them with me. She'd never seen them before, and I don't know how, but she did not have the reaction I thought she would. She's from a different culture, so I guess it just didn't resonate with her. She's not really into superheroes and all of that, but I cried. I cried a lot. Okay, what did you think? What did you think?
It was good, Sydney.
Just good.
Sydney, going. I hate it when you ask me like that. God.
And it was a fun experience getting to rewatch all of them and sharing it with someone I cared about. But at that point, I could not connect enough with other Marvel fans. It just was overwhelming inside of me. I wanted to discuss Marvel all day, every day with everyone, anyone who would listen. I had to get it out of my system. As the years went on, Marvel obviously has lost its direction. My favorite fourth phase Marvel content is the shows. WandaVision, Loki. I don't know if those shows would have been as successful after Endgame, though, if they hadn't already been established characters. Miss Marvel, for example, was a good show, but we weren't invested in her because she wasn't introduced in a former thing. For example, Peter Parker was in Avengers, then he got his own movie, you know? So I don't think that they planned ahead enough before they threw new content, new characters at us. We're all so loyal to the OG cast that it's hard. I think it's really hard to connect with new characters.
You're still holding on! Let go!
So today, 2025, February 2025, I'm patiently waiting for Fantastic Four, and I'm really hoping that the movie is good and that it goes in a good direction. We'll see. I think I've been searching for that feeling that I got during Endgame for so long that everything is going to disappoint me, but I'm trying to change my attitude on that, because if that's the case, then I'll never like anything new ever. I can let go of the past. Hopefully some of this new stuff resonates with the audience more. In conclusion, while yes, Marvel has fallen off over the last couple of years, it still holds such a special place in my heart. So that is the story of how I fell in love with Marvel. I am hoping to re-fall in love with Marvel. I'm hoping the MCU will pull together and give us some more quality movies, but that's how we got here. Thanks for coming to my story time.
I like it. Another!
That was me, like, shooting a kiss at you. Okay, bye.